Hello again, I hope you're all safe and well. I'm back out and I'm in England today. I won't tell you exactly where I am in England, although some of you might work out where I am, and the weather is stunning, which is unusual for me. In fact, it's absolutely boiling. However, there's the possibility of thunderstorms tonight, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to do any fancy walk past the cameras or any funky shots on this one, because most of you just fast forward to see what kit I've brought with me and what I'm having for me tea anyway. So I'll catch you up in a bit. Right, I'm here, and by the looks on your face, you found that 3 kilometres a bit easier than I did. Bit out of practice. There's my view for tonight. I've got about 2 hours before the sun goes down. I haven't seen anybody other than sheep. There's loads of sheep up here. So I thought, I've got time to kill. I brought a book with me and all that, but I was thinking that I've never actually showed you where I pack in my kit. So I thought, to kill a bit of time, I'd pull things out and show you how and what I pack. I don't bring much with me. During the lockdown last year, I sort of looked through the kit that I brought and just tried to basically bring the weight down in my pack. So I looked at things and thought, do I really need to bring that? Have I ever actually used that? And I just sort of got rid of things. So I'll show you everything I bring now. I generally only come out for one night, but if I was coming out for extra nights, I pretty much all I'd need is some extra food, and then as long as I've got a supply of water somewhere, I've got a water filter with me, so I top up my water that way. But yeah, I'll show you what I pack in my kit. And if you've got any questions about anything you've seen or anything, just stick them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. It's getting a bit breezy. I hope you can hear me. I've got one of those muffler things on the microphone. Hopefully it'll work. First of all, the cameras I use, or the cameras I'm using on this one, I'm recording this on a GoPro Hero 9. And I also use my phone, and I use one of those Joby tripods. The time lapses that I do in most of my films, if not all of them, I do on the phone. I just find it easier to use, and some of the close-up shots I'll do on my phone, because you can sort of tweak the focus on this. This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max. The pack I'm using on this one, which is it's basically my 3-season pack, is an Osprey Exos 48. It's a 48 litre pack. I've had this a couple of years now. It's a great pack. It's pretty tough. It's lightweight. It's got a good frame on the back that allows a good circulation of air, and you can actually feel the air when you're sweating on a climb. If you can turn into the wind, you get a good draft of air behind there. But it's been a great pack. This is one of the newer design ones, so if I was going to pick a fault with this, it's that they removed the hip pouches, which can be useful. This doesn't have any hip pouches on the belt there, and I did find them handy, but they're on the older packs. They might bring them back again in a newer model. Right, so I'll go through what I've got in here. In the top, I have a titanium spork. Just a tip for you, if you're going to get one of these, I got it off Amazon. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. Just have a look for one that's got a smooth bowl, whatever that bit's there called. They're just a little bit nicer to eat with, and the food doesn't tend to sort of stick to them. They don't cost any more, or certainly, it didn't cost any more than a normal one, but definitely worth getting one of those with the smooth spoon part. In here I've also got some smidge insect repellent, which I'll spray on. I don't think I'll have a problem with the wind here, but it's always best to bring it with you in the warmer months. I've got some drinking chocolate, Galaxy drinking chocolate, which I'll have later. I've got my old faithful hat, which I've had for years. I always bring a hat with me, even though you think the weather's nice. As soon as the sun drops, the temperature drops down, so bring a hat with you. And a pair of gloves. Always bring a pair of gloves with me again, even in the summer months. These are the Montaigne Prism gloves. They're very light and they pack tiny. They do come in a small bag, but it can be a little bit fiddly getting it in the bag, so I generally just sort of fold them up like that. I think that's it in the top there. Oh no, a lighter, spare lighter, in case something goes wrong with the cooker. I think that's it. Inside the top here, in this mesh panel, or this mesh zip pouch. Now, the GoPro that I'm filming on now came with this box, which I thought was great. The other ones I've had didn't come with a box. But in here, I keep sort of my batteries and cables and things. Now, for any of you who've watched my previous films, the one piece of kit that I have taken on every camp is this red microfiber towel for wiping things down, condensation, and you know, any wet kit or whatever. So I always bring that with me. I always bring a head torch, and this one is an Olight one. I can't remember the name of it. Does it say it on there? H1R. Okay, it's a rechargeable one, it's great, so I always bring that with me. I've got a whistle, and I call them flint and steel, I call them ferro rod, just in case my lighter packs in, so I always bring that with me. I've also got a power bank. Now this is a 10,000 milliamp power bank. It's an Anker, and I haven't got my reading glasses on. I think it's a Power Core 2, but you can charge your phone and the GoPro and anything else. The head torch will all charge on that, and it lasts ages. Good enough for a couple of days, to be honest with you, and I've had that a couple of years. And in the pouch that it comes in, I bring 2 cables with me, which is one for my phone and one for the GoPro. And the other thing, which is a new piece of kit, I've seen them on other films with the other wild campers using them, is one of these little mattress inflator things. It's called a Flex Tail Gear tiny pump. I got it off Amazon. I mean, you don't need it. You can inflate them by blowing them up. It's not heavy. It's rechargeable. But the advantage for me is, you won't know it, but I've only got one lung. I lost a lung in a car crash in Northern Ireland about 30 years ago. So if you ever see me blowing up an air mattress, you'd probably have a little giggle. So this is a great little thing for me. So I've not used it out on a wild camp before, but I have used it at home, and I've managed to blow up a big camping double airbed and a single airbed, and the battery didn't run out at that point there, but I can charge it up if need be using the power bank. So that's everything that's in that little black box there, which is quite handy just to keep it all together. Inside here there's a little red loop where I attach my car keys and my house keys and all that, and on my car key ring I have this tiny little Opinel knife. It's only small, but it's very sharp, so if you need to cut something for whatever reason, that's good enough. It's sharp enough for that, and that's always on my key ring anyway. And then I have first aid kit, which contains some plasters, some painkillers, some water purification tablets, but that's it. That's all I need really, a little tiny first aid kit. That's it in there. In the top then, I brought a book with me, and for those of you that are interested, it's Across the Angry Sea. It's about the Falklands. Inside, my warm top, so always bring a warm top with you. This is a Rab micro light top, I think it's called, in its waterproof bag. spare t-shirt. This is a merino wool t-shirt. I got it from Alpkit. I've had that a couple of years. Great. Coffee for the morning, and for tea tonight, which I probably won't have, because if I'm honest with you, I had a massive Scotch egg in the car and 1 litre of full fat vanilla milkshake, so I'm pretty stuffed. But I bought one of those LYO Farafel pasta things with me. I might not have it. A Summit to Eat custard and apple crunch. And for breakfast, a Summit to Eat scrambled egg with cheese. What I was doing during lockdown, because we couldn't go anywhere, is each month I was buying a couple of these and just stocking up. So I've got quite a supply of these at home. I know they're expensive, but they're just so easy to you just pour water in, just pour boiling water, leave them for about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and they're done. They're just really easy, and they don't take up much space in your pack. Although I will occasionally have a pot noodle. And then in here I have my tent, and tonight it's the Hilleberg Enan. You've seen that in one of my films before. My cooker, which I've used on the last few camps, is great, is the MSR wind burner. Comes with a cup, so that's the cup that I'll use. And because I'm only doing freeze-dried meals, all I need really is a water boiler, and this is great. Sorry, my phone keeps going off, but this is great because it even works in the wind and everything like that. Very similar to a jet boil. And then the last thing inside, which I put all in one dry bag, is my sleeping bag, my mattress and my pillow. So the sleeping bag I use most of the year is a Rab Ascent 700. I know for a lot of people that's overkill. It is actually the lightest bag I've got. It packs really small. I'm quite a cold sleeper. I don't sleep and sweat that often. I probably couldn't get away with a really lightweight bag. So it's great for me. The mattress I've got tonight, that's really light. That's one of those Thermarest Uber lights. Cost a bloody fortune, but they pack tiny, and they're 250 grams. The pillow, you've seen it before. It's the Summit, the Sea to Summit Eros pillow. It's great, packs tiny. And then the sleeping bag in there. Sponge seat, packs light, just something to sit on. And then in the front here, I've got my Gore-Tex waterproof jacket in case it rains. You've seen that in a couple of my films before. In the colder months, you'll see me wearing a black top. That's a Paramo top. They're way too hot for in the summer because they're sort of lined and all that. So in the warmer months, I wear this, which I've had quite a few years now. This is a Berghaus, I think it's an Extreme 8000, I think something like that anyway. But I've had it for years, it's great. Next up, some side pouches, smart water bottles. Just get them from the garage and then top them up with tap water. Another smart water bottle, all full, and then a Catadine B-free water filter. I have spotted a river down there, so if I need to go and get some, I'll just dip down into the valley there. And that is it. I don't bring anything else. Some people ask me what I do in the nights when I'm here and there's not a lot to do, especially in the winter months. I said I brought a book with me. You can read a book. I usually download a couple of films onto my phone, so if I go out and there's no phone signal, I've just got films there. I download them either using Amazon Prime or Netflix normally, and then I can watch them. I just hang it up inside the tent and watch them. Or again, I can listen to some music, so I'll download some Joe Rogan podcasts or download a bit of music and I'll listen to that and just chill out. Or sometimes I just sit there, just look, if the weather's nice, look around. I don't take a lot with me. I do see some people packing absolutely loads, but I think as you go out more often, if you look at certain pieces of kit and go, do you know what, I don't actually use that, don't take it with you, because you've got to carry it. The one thing you should always take is a little first aid kit, and obviously water and food, but that's the sort of basics. If I was going for extra nights, I'd just need a bit more food or whatever. But if you've got any questions on any of the kit you've seen, just please, feel free to ask, stick them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you all. That took 1 minute. For me, I mean, blowing that up with my lung probably would have taken me 5 minutes. Completely unnecessary piece of equipment, but absolutely brilliant, especially for me. There we are, done. Love it. A little tip for you, which I got from Dave, the Border Rambler. I'll put a link to his channel in below, and Andy Wardle actually reminded me of it, was the spare t-shirt. If you put it over your inflatable mattress and then just tuck your pillow inside, it stops your pillow moving about and sliding off in the night, so you don't need straps. This one doesn't come with straps, but great little handy tip there. Cheers, Dave. That's me all set up now. I have to admit, I had a little bit of fun putting that up because the wind has picked up. So I've had to tweak it. I wanted to get the door facing east so I get the sunrise, but the wind is just too strong. So I've got the sort of back end here facing into the wind there, and it just holds up much better. Yeah, but it was a bit of fun messing around with that then. Does all right in the wind, as long as the pegs are held in. And that's me all set up in there. For any of you who haven't got sort of one of these and are thinking about getting one, everyone uses jet boils nearly, but certainly look into one of these as a different option. They're slightly more expensive, but they work so much better in the wind, and I find them very efficient. I have had a jet boil, and after about a year it packed in, it just wouldn't get going. And I found that if it was windy and you couldn't shelter from the wind, it was affected by it and used a lot more fuel. But I find this very fast, and the wind has no effect on it at all. I could hold it up in the wind, it would still heat up in exactly the same speed. Anyway, I'm not going to have the main meal, I'm still pretty full, but I am going to have the custard apple crunch, and I'm going to have a hot chocolate as well. I don't normally drink when I go wild camping, because 99% of the time I'm on my own and I'm in between work. Like, I've had work today not far from here, and then I've got to go over towards Snowdonia National Park tomorrow, so I'll be getting up relatively early and heading off in the car. So I don't bring any cans. I normally just drink hot chocolate in the night and then have a coffee in the morning. If I go out with some of the lads and it's on a weekend or something, I'll take a couple of cans with me or something like that. But no, I don't normally bring it, and it's extra weight as well, isn't it? Got to always remember to take the sachet of soy sauce out there and keep that for your pot noodles. And this one's one of those Galaxy instant hot chocolates. If I'm not actually looking at the camera, it's because I haven't got my reading glasses on and I can't quite focus properly. So I might be looking off camera slightly. So I do apologise. I am looking at you. I'm just not quite looking at you straight, probably. Still quite warm. I've put this jacket on just because it's a bit breezy, but it's still quite warm. There is a thunderstorm warning in place. But I've just checked the weather and I'm probably going to miss it here just about. But we'll have some fun if it does come across anyway. So I measured it out so you don't boil more water than you need. So I measured out a full cup of water for the hot chocolate. And then the rest is exactly the right amount that it says on here, which I think is about 240 millilitres. So I haven't wasted fuel by boiling extra water that I didn't need. Just a quick stir, and then it's about 8 minutes, I think. I find because they only take about 8 minutes. You don't really need to put them in one of those heat bags, because you're putting boiling water in and then you're sealing it, and it's in like a foil wrapper. I find that it cools down to the point where it's just right to eat anyway. I think if you put it in those pouches, it can generally still be a bit too hot. There we go, that's all stirred up, and all I'll do is I'll just close it up. Check the time, add 8 minutes onto that, and we'll be done. I'll have a hot chocolate. It's unusual for me to be sitting outside the tent, because I think if you've watched any of my other films, the majority of the time it's raining. I don't go out purposely in the rain. It's because I go out generally in the week during sort of between work time, and it's just whenever I can get out. I'm just not particularly lucky with the weather, so this is very unusual for me. It's very nice. If you've not had one of these before, the custard apple crunch is a bit like apple crumble. It's really nice. Give it a go, it's lovely. Morning! Rained a bit in the night, but no thunderstorms. It's all cloudy now, so I didn't get the sunrise I was hoping for. Right, time for a brew. So again, I've filled this with water and poured that in, so I'm not boiling any more water than is necessary. It saves using too much fuel. These coffee pouches you can get, I think they're about £1.50 I think, but they're reusable, so once you've used it, clean it out, and then you can just put your own coffee in there and reuse them again. Yeah, I had a little bit of rain in the night, so as usual with me, I'll be packing a wet tent away. And then what I do when I take it back home is I just hang it up. I've got polytunnel in the garden, so I just hang it up there for a couple of hours for it to dry out before I repack it away. But no, it was quite a still night, there wasn't much wind. A little bit of condensation inside the fly sheet, which is pretty normal for a small tent. I don't let it bother me though. This mug seems to be the sort of perfect size for the right quantity of liquid in these pouches. You can pour less in there and it'll be stronger. And then all you do then is just sort of leave it for about 3 or 4 minutes and then tip it out there. Really handy. But I said they're reusable, Right, so that's me all packed up. Now, like I said, this is a 48 litre pack. I could probably fit everything in, something like a 33 litre pack, but I just find when you bring the pack size down to its limit, you do have to sort of squeeze everything in nice and tight, whereas I've got plenty of space in this, and it's a decent sized pack. It's lightweight, but I'm not cramming everything into every nook and corner, so it was just really easy, and it didn't take long for me to pack everything away there. Okay, that's me all packed away. About an hour away from the car. Got plenty of time. I'm not in any rush today. I haven't got to be over the other side of Wales in Snowdonia till after lunch, so might stop and get a brew somewhere. But that was a really nice, pleasant camp, which is quite unusual for me with the weather. And over the past hour, the tent has actually dried. There's a little bit of a breeze, so I wiped it down with that red microfiber towel, and then the wind took all the damp off it. So I can't remember the last time I packed a dry tent away. Right, let's head off, and I'll catch you again soon. Take care. Bye. I had to do one walk past the camera for you. It wouldn't be the same, would it? Catch you later. Bye.